The physical consciousness is very much driven by habit, routine, and fixed response patterns. We can observe this in our eating routines, our sleep routines, and other habitual actions. The mind and the vital can influence the physical consciousness through programming routines or habits into it, essentially training the physical to respond to specific stimuli and act in a certain manner when presented with the situation. All forms of physical exercise and repetitive activity are building new habits into the physical consciousness. When we undertake a diet, or begin fasting, or take up bodybuilding or swimming or any other activity that requires physical training, we are working to break established patterns of caloric intake or timing of meals, or find ways to upgrade the responsiveness of the physical being to achieve what it is being called upon to do, etc. Once we understand both the nature and the physical consciousness with respect to its habitual patterned action, and the manner in which the mind and vital can train or retrain the physical nature to acquire new habits, we can actually initiate various changes in the physical consciousness. If we look at any form of training, we understand that it takes precise instruction from the mind, repetition of the action, and time for the body to form a new habit of response. Similarly, if we look at breaking or changing an existing habit, such as set meal times, snacking routines, or any other physical habit, we see that this also takes consistency and time to bear fruit. Recognizing this process, we have both a negative and a positive method to put into practice. To the extent that the mind or the vital nature approves and supports the habit, it will continue and actually be reinforced. Even if we give in to it time after time, it should not be with consent, but with a patient and quiet will to reduce or eliminate the unwanted response or habit. For example, one has a craving for some snack, say a piece of chocolate. One feels the urge to get a piece of chocolate. The mind, observing this impulse, can turn down the request, or at least can send forth a directive to the physical that it really does not want to support this request. If the urge is strong and repetitive, it may overpower the mental will for a time, but eventually the mental will can prevail and change the habit. Many people who formerly consumed meat diets have switched to vegetarian or vegan diets in this way. Even if they gave in to an impulse or craving at some point along the way, the direction and force was set, and eventually they succeeded. On the positive side, the mind and vital can send affirmative statements to the physical being, encouraging it to do positive things that support the aspiration, improve the health and well-being of the body, and make it more capable of achieving the intended result. In such case, it is important for the mind and vital to recognize the process and the time, and not injure the body through taking it far beyond its current limits. Rather, using the process of repetition over time to inculcate a new set of responses and habits. Sri Aurobindo writes, quote, "You should not allow yourself to be discouraged by any persistence of the movements of the lower vital nature. There are some that tend always to persist and return until the whole physical nature is changed by the transformation of the most material consciousness. Till then, their pressure recurs, sometimes with a revival of their force, sometimes more dully, as a mechanical habit. Take from them all life force by refusing any mental or vital assent. Then the mechanical habit will become powerless to influence the thoughts and acts, and will finally cease." End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo, Bases of Yoga, Chapter 5, Physical Consciousness, subconscient, sleep and dream, illness, page 86.